asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. I know. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. I know.
Good morning guys and welcome back to the ARK Online. I'm so happy you've come back to watch week 2, or if it's your first time, my name's Craig Scott and I'm the family ministry leader here at Bethany. Hello, guten morgen, bonjour, alright mate? It was great to see you all when I was making the deliveries this week of these boxes. If you didn't get a box, I'm so sorry. I could only deliver to the people I have addresses for and had to comply with some GDPR restrictions. However, if you don't have an activities box, give us a call in the office and we'll arrange a time for you to come and collect one. Right, should we find out what we learned about today? We need some help from my awesome button pressing robot. We named him our wonderful automated button operating bot, or our Bob for short. So after 3, help me shout for him. 1, 2, 3. Our Bob, where you at? I don't think we did it quite loud enough. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Our Bob, where you at? I think I hear him coming.
Hello, my name is Our Bob. Don't let that button know I'm here. I'm gonna press it. Well, hey, who? Ha! Hey, get in, press it. Goodbye. Ow! That hurt. Crossing the Jordan with Joshua.
Right guys, it's time for TikTok of the week. We had a grand total of 0 entries for TikTok of the week. So remember, if you're on TikTok and you make a funny or creative TikTok, tag us in it. Our handle is Bethany Christian Center, all one word, and you might get featured on the TikTok of the week segment. So this week's TikTok of the week actually comes from our own account again, and it's me. Roll it.
Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored. I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored.
We really can't wait to get you all back, but we can only do it when it's safe and sensible to do so. Right guys, get up on your feet, we're going to have a song, so get ready to do the actions, and again, let's roll it.
Hey, oh, let's go! My God's the king of the giants, my God's the king of the lions, my God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. Have you heard the story about my friend King Dave? Wouldn't let the giant stand in his way. He said, hand me my sling, cause he's not that tall. My God is bigger and I watch him fall. My God's the king of the giants, my God's the king of the lions, my God's the king of the creatures of the deep, my God's the king of me. Have you heard the one about this guy called Dan? Yes, he was a mighty holy praying man. They said throw him to the den of the scary beasts, but God saved a hero from the lion's teeth. Yeah! My God's the king of the giants, my God's the king of the lions, my God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. This is more than history. He will do the same for me. Like Jonah and the whale at sea. When I'm lost and afraid, all alone in the dark, you're with me. Oh, you're with me. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. My God's the king of me.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Jodi's back with us.
Oi, oi!
So it must mean it's time for the memory verse. Today's memory verse comes from the book of Psalms, and it goes,
Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. He is the maker of heaven and earth. Psalm 121, verses 1 and 2.
Beautiful, I like it.
I love it.
I think we need some actions though.
Yes, come on.
To help remember, it's quite long this one, isn't it?
It is,
Here
it
we
is.
go. We'll try some. So,
Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. He is the maker of heaven and earth. Psalms
Sounds like palms. We'll go with that. 121
21, verses 1 and 2.
Boom. I like it.
That
I
was
like
good.
It. Should we do some challenges for them, make it a little bit harder?
Yeah, why don't we mix it up? So I'll go with the girls this week and you can go with the boys.
Oh, well, boys, I know we'll do the best. We always do. So, do you want to go first? You got one for us?
Come on then. Right, girls, we're going to clap in front and clap behind as fast as you can.
All right, after 3 then. 1, 2,
3. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. He is the maker of heaven and earth. Psalms 121, verses 1 and 2.
Not bad, not bad, not bad.
Hurt my arm.
Quite similar to that one. Bit of a challenge with your hands and stuff. I want you to rub your belly and tap your head while doing the memory verse. So here we go. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. He is the maker of heaven and earth. Psalm 121, verses 1 and 2. Boom.
That was pretty impressive.
It is.
It
It's a skill of mine I've learned over the years.
Well
Quite
done.
like it, quite like it.
I like it.
Mhm.
Right, girls, this time we're going to grab our leg or foot, whatever you want,
Okay.
and we're going to
Do the memory verse.
do the memory verse.
Yeah. That's what we're doing, Angel.
I was going to say put your hand on your ear,
Oh,
but
that's
that's
good.
meant to help you balance, isn't it? Anyway, let's just do it. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. He is the maker of heaven and earth. Psalm 121, verses 1 and 2.
Nice one. Right, boys. Your second challenge. Quite similar to what Jodi's doing, but you need to grab your foot, grab your head, and do this dance move. Oos, oos,
Oh,
oos,
elbow to knee.
oos, elbow to knee, okay? It's quite hard. You couldn't really see what was happening because it was all down there, but actually mum and dad, they'll know exactly what dance I'm talking about. Here we go. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. He is the maker of heaven and earth. Psalm 121, verses 1 and 2.
And try and do that without falling over, boys. You didn't fall, you just stumbled, didn't you?
Disappointed myself. Disappointed myself.
Why don't we do one together now, Craig?
Oh, should we? Got any ideas?
Why don't we just do it like last week?
Closing our eyes.
Closing our eyes.
That's too easy to cheat with. I think what we should do is face the other way. So get up where you're standing, whatever screen you're looking at, and turn the other way. And try and do the memory verse after 3. 1, 2, 3.
Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. He is the maker of heavens and earth. Psalm 121, verses 1 and 2.
Boom.
High five.
Boom.
That
I'm
was
still
good.
tired off the dance. But Jodi, you were a little bit slow on that. I think you were waiting a little bit behind.
Just to
hear what
listen.
Yeah,
I was.
I heard it.
I've got to admit.
Well, guys, if you did any of the challenges or just did the memory verse, just normally take a picture, take a video, charades again, and send it in our Facebook. We actually didn't have any submissions from last week. Nobody did the memory verse last week. Oh.
I bet you they did, but they just didn't record it.
That'll be it. That'll be it.
Yeah.
So we'd love to see them. Send them in, and you might make an appearance on next week's ARK Online. Right, good. What do you fancy doing now? Another song, do you reckon?
Let's do another song.
Nice one. Get up and get ready to do the actions.
Roll it.
Hey, oh, let's go.
This life can be kinda crazy. Some days it feels like a jungle, maybe. If you search, then you will find the treasure. Our God is big, our God is strong. The Bible tells me God is number one. I can count on God through anything. I can count on God. The word I need, I can count on God. 'Cause He is my creator, provider, protector, savior, and king. The time is now to discover. The Bible will help us to uncover the greatest treasure is always there. Our God is big, our God is strong. The Bible tells me God is number one. I can count on God through anything. I can count on God. The word I need, I can count on God. 'Cause He is my creator, provider, protector, savior, and king. Our God is big, our God is strong, our God is number one. The Bible tells me I can count on God. Everybody say God is big. God is big. God is strong. God is strong. God is number one. God is number one. I can count on God. I can count on God. I can count on God through anything. I can count on God. The word I need, I can count on God. 'Cause He is my creator, provider, protector, savior. I can count on God through anything. I can count on God. The word I need, I can count on God. 'Cause He is my creator, provider, protector, savior, and king.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Hi everyone, it's great to be on location down by the riverside for our Tales of the Riverbank. Did you find out which stories we might be telling during the next few weeks? They all take place by rivers. There's one in the River Nile in Egypt, and all of the others take place in one particular river, the River Jordan. And our story starts today with the crossing of the River Jordan. I wonder when you've been off, have you been down to the riverside yet? I know Noah and Freddie has. Thanks, Johnny. I just love these pictures of them. I particularly like the picture of the stones when Noah's thrown the stones in, and there's just some huge stones down by the riverbank. That's going to fit in great with our story of Joshua at the Jordan. Do you remember Joshua? He was God's spy guy. He was the guy that went with Caleb and all the other men, 10 other men, to spy out the land that God was going to give to God's people to live in. When they got there, there was only Caleb and Joshua who thought it was great. When Joshua saw the land, he saw the land with loads of green grass with lots of flowers. It was rich. It was going to be a great place to live, because if you've got green grass, that'll keep the cows happy. And when they're happy, there'll be loads of milk. The flowers will keep the bees buzzing. The bees will make loads and loads of honey. In fact, that's what Joshua said. It'll be like living in a land flowing with milk and with honey. He was over the moon. In fact, they collected up some grapes. Let me show you mine. Some huge grapes to take back to show all of God's people. Now, there was a little bit of a problem. There was some giants who lived in the land, and that's all that God's people could see. The giants and all the great big cities that had forts round them for walls, they couldn't see past that. But Joshua could, because he knew God was bigger than the giant problems. God would be able to see them through it. If God said they were going to live there, that's exactly where they were going to live. You see, our theme for the summer, boys and girls, is about how we can rely on God for everything. We sang that. You can count on God for what we need. And Joshua always remembered that. Now, the other people didn't. And the other people grumbled and they moaned and they were frightened and they didn't trust God. They didn't rely on him to deal with the giants. So God said, all of yous mourners, all of yous grumblers, you're not going to go to the promised land. Anybody who was older than 20 weren't going to make it. God was going to stop them. So they had to wander around. They had to be in the wilderness, not in their land, flowing with milk and honey, for 40 long years. Until one day, God said, this is the day you can go into the promised land. Well, that was great and everyone was excited. But there was one big problem, a big but. It was the River Jordan. How would they be able to cross that? You see, everyone needed to get ready. The mums, the dads, the little kids, the big kids, they all had to pack up. And when you've been wandering for 40 years, you've got a lot of stuff to be able to carry. I know I've been in my house nearly 40 years and I wouldn't be able to move all of my house things to cross a river. All of their things had to be packed up on wagons. They needed some animals to pull it. How would they cross a river with all their stuff, all God's people and all their animals? Well, I tell you who wasn't going with them. The grannies and the granddads. You see, God had said that they weren't going to be allowed to get into that promised land. So there was only going to be the younger people and the fit people who were going to be able to get there. But still, even if you were very fit and you're very strong, you wouldn't be able to cross that river. That river was very wide, very long, very deep. In fact, it was deep and wide. How were they going to get all their stuff through it? God told Joshua the plan. The people were going to rely on God. God said, today you will see amazing things. You will see wonders. What was it going to be? Well, God said, Joshua, get 12 priests. Now, priests in the Bible, when I've seen pictures, all wear breastplates with precious stones on them to represent God's people and the 12 tribes. They wear hats, a little bit like chef hats, really. And they were holy, holy men. God said, get 12 holy men, Joshua, and I want you to take my special box. Now, I've just got a tiny, tiny little figure of the special box. This is the Ark. Inside the Ark were the 10 Commandments and other special stuff that God's people were taking with them everywhere they went. But God's people knew this box was holy because God's presence was inside that box. God said, take 12 of those priests, get them to carry the box on their shoulders and go right down to the riverside. As soon as the toes of the priests touched the water, God did his wonder. He did do an amazing thing. He made the river stop flowing. When Joshua was trying to cross it, the river was flowing so fast, it was very, very scary. But God stopped it. In fact, he made 2 walls of water rise up, and there was a pathway for people to walk through it. The people, the animals, and all their stuff. For as long as the priest stood in the middle of that riverbed, the people would get past. Everyone walked past God's presence. They were relying on God to see them through it. Just before the last person got through, Joshua sent 12 men, one from each tribe, to pick up some stones. In fact, there must have been big stones because the Bible said they had to carry them on the shoulder. And they had to carry them right across to the other side. And as soon as they got over there and all God's people were through that pathway, the priests came walking along. And the minute the priests and the arks, God's special box, got to the other side, the water came crashing down and gushing and flowing really fast. God had seen them safely across to the other side. So Joshua had the people carry those stones from the bottom of the riverside back to the camp where they were going to be living. They set them up as a memorial, a reminder of the great things that God had done. In fact, God said to Joshua, in times to come, when your children ask, what are those stones for? You can tell them that our God saw us across to the Jordan and does amazing, great things.
Hey, oh, let's go.
So, in your craft box today, you are going to have some stones. There's about 6 of them, but you need to go stone collecting. Inside your packet, there's 6 stones. And how many did I say that Joshua had carried from the riverbed? He had 12. So you're going to need another 6. Maybe when you're out in the park, maybe when you're at the beach or the countryside, or even in your own garden, you might find some stones. The stones in the bag you can decorate. You can paint them, you can felt tip them, there's some stickers inside, but these stones are going to remind you of what God has done for you. You could maybe put, I don't know, the stickers to remind you of people in your family. You could draw their names on them. You could draw your names on them. You could paint the rainbow sign. You could perhaps draw a cross and put Jesus on there. You could put a heart to remind you that God loves you. Decorate your stones. to remember the great things that God has done. So that's it. When you're out and about, remember to get some more stones to make memory stones. And next week, we're still at the Jordan with a very spotty man. Have a great week and see you next time from Tales from the Riverbank. Bye now.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Challenge Craig. Today's contestants, Craig versus Gerard. Let's get it on.
Oi oi guys, and welcome back to Challenge Craig. This is the part of the show where I set you guys a challenge and you fail to beat my score. You have done it in the past, but I don't think you're going to do it many times in the future. Today's challenge is the coin bounce challenge. What you're going to need is a mixing bowl from your kitchen, a notepad. I'm using my iPad. And you'll need a big old pile of coins. Now I'm using ginger money, so that's 2 pences and 1 pence, but you can use whatever coin you like. So go into your parents, ask for some coins, or go and find their change jar that most parents have and just raid it and get some coins. But remember to put them back afterwards. Okay, so you've got 60 seconds to try and bounce a coin on the pad into the mixing bowl. It's quite a tough challenge, but I think I'm going to set a reasonable score and you guys have got to try and beat it. So we need 60 seconds on the clock. And let's get ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go. 1. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16. Nice. So guys, there you have it, 16. Well, let's actually do a double check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Boom. Right guys, I've welcomed Jason in to give it a try. I'm not going to tell him my score. He's just going to have to go with it. He hasn't had a practice run. And I don't want you saying that this money, you're not used to it. So I brought you an American quarter just to get you up and
Awesome.
running. Yeah.
Okay.
So you've got a minute. I'll put 1 minute on the clock for you.
Okay.
And you've got to try and bounce as many into the mixing bowl as you can off the pad.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
You guys should be cheering me on. Oh. This is horrible.
It's hard.
How does
it's
that
hard.
work? What? I'm trying the quarter.
Oh, no quarters, no quarters.
Oh my
You've got
gosh.
to try and get it straight. You've got to try and get it straight. Oh, Jason, this isn't going well.
Good night. Guys, this is really hard. There's one.
1. Oh, he's getting into his stride. I don't think he's going to beat my score. Well, I don't think anybody's going to beat my score, actually. Uh-oh.
I'm just going for speed now.
Yeah, that's... You start to panic when you realise there's only 30 seconds left.
It is.
Go, go, go.
Oh my goodness. That was right over. Come on.
You've got 15 seconds.
I think this is rigged.
Oh, no rigging. Look, I can do mine straight as a die. What's 2?
Oh, I didn't even go anywhere.
Oh.
And you're right, the 2s are easier.
2s are easier. And stop.
2. Okay, how close did I come to beating you?
I got 16.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Right, guys, we've now got Ian. He's going to give it a try. I'm not going to tell him how many I got either. Are you confident?
Yep, always.
Well, here's a foreign coin for you as well. It is 20 lek. I'm not sure what country that's from, but give it a go. So you have 1 minute on the clock to try and bounce as many ginger money into there. Oh, you've also got the quarter that Jason had. Didn't help him. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 1. Ooh.
That wasn't ginger money.
I would probably go for a bit more speed here. Oh, less speed. Oh!
This is just...
Oh! Oh! Ooh. Keep going, Ian. You've got 1 so far, and it's a foreign coin as well.
It's a leg one. Oh, that was nearly in.
It was nearly. Oh. Where are you going? That was off.
Tiny position.
Oh. Oh.
I don't think these are real money, Craig.
It is. It's real money. It's not rubber.
Well, it's definitely not rubber.
No. Oh.
How's this not?
You've got to give it a more of a bounce. Oh, too far! Too far, Ian! Keep going. Oh. Oh.
That one didn't even...
Oh.
This is...
Keep going.
You must not get many of these.
Oh, stop! I'll give you extra 4 seconds.
Oh. So did I beat you?
Nope. Do you want to know how many I got, Ian?
How much did you get?
I actually got 16.
16?
Yes, which
16
is actually,
points.
if you think about it, 32 pence.
Okay, I can beat that. Contactless.
Well, that doesn't actually count. You can't just do that. Thanks for the card though, Ian. Is this the business card so that we can order some stuff? Well, yeah, I hope you can do better than Ian, who got a massive 1. Now, guys, remember, give it a go. And if you do, if you can try and beat 16, you'll do absolutely marvellously if you do beat it, because it's a very hard challenge, that. But if you do, take a picture, take a video of yourselves doing it, send it in our Facebook. We'd love to see it. I mean, I wouldn't love to see you beat us, but I really doubt you will. So send them in, we'll take a look, we'll watch you lose, whatever. But that's the end of Challenge Craig this week. Come back next week for another game of Challenge Craig. Boom.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. You know me and you love me, you fill me, so send me to shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Know me, love me, fill me, send me. Know me, love me, fill me, send me. Oh, know me, love me, fill me, send me. To shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live
great song. Proper ARK classic, that mind. I love it. I love it. Remember guys, if you've done any of the challenges, done the memory verse, if you've done Challenge Craig, try to beat me, you won't have, but you can give it a go. Or you've done the memory verse, remember to take a picture or take a video and send it to our Facebook. Also, if you've done any of the activities from our activity box, take a picture of them and send them to us as well on our Facebook. We can't wait to see what you've been doing. We also need some more entries for the TikTok of the week. So don't forget to do them and tag us in them. But remember guys, if you don't want to use TikTok or your parents don't want you to use TikTok, please just do a video of something funny or creative and you might get featured in the segment. Right, we're going to close in prayer now. So 1, 2, 3. Dear God, we thank you once again for everyone who is watching today. We pray for an enjoyable and safe summer, now all the schools are closed for the holidays. We thank you for giving us a mind that can know and a heart that can love. Help us to keep learning every day of our lives. Encourage us when life is difficult and everything seems too hard or all the news on the TV is bad. Remind us of your great love and your promise to protect us. May each kid have an awesome week, whatever they are doing, and we pray this in your holy and precious name. Amen. 4. Oh. Well guys, sadly, that is the end of today's episode of the ARK Online, but we'll be here next week, same time, same place. We can't wait to see you. See ya. Goodbye.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Hey guys, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a like us on Facebook, and give us a follow on Instagram.